All right, Suns fans, let's discuss the positive that is coming off of the Olympics, the Summer Olympics. One thing we all know for a fact, which this is not surprising, Kevin Durant is just a bucket getter. I think that's one of the best Olympic players of all time, in my personal opinion. Quite honestly, he's the best, in my personal opinion, for as long as I've been watching basketball. I think when it's just pure get buckets, get scoring, I think Kevin Durant is the best at it. I'm not even gonna lie. The moves that he can do, the get to the basket, that pull up from the mid range, to hit the three. Quite honestly, I haven't seen a player like that. I'm not gonna lie. And I've seen Kobe play. I've went back and watched Michael Jordan play ball. I've seen Shaq. I've seen D Wade. I've seen a lot of different players. And for me personally, I just feel like Durant is just that guy. He just get buckets, man. He just get buckets for a living, man. He just wakes up, get a bucket, GG. I don't know what to tell y'all. That's just what he does. With that being said, I love what he did in the Olympics. Of course, big praise. Another big praise goes to Devin Booker. Devin Booker, he came. He says basically they asked the question. No, Cal Kuzma was like, "Who's going to be the player on the Olympics that's going to do the dirty work? Who's going to be cool to sit in the corner and just shoot when he can, etc., etc., etc." Devin Booker said, "I will," and that's exactly what Devin Booker did. Steve Curry said, yeah, he's an unsung hero. He's an unsung MVP because of the stuff that he was doing on the court. I definitely agree, 100%. I think Devin Booker did really well. Going into this next year is going to be very big for Devin Booker. In my personal opinion, usually in history showcases before too, that a lot of players that play really well in the Olympics, they do things that they normally have not done, like defensively. Devin Booker really has a locked down defensively, but in the Olympics he had to because he needed to be something different. He needed to do something different. So with him being able to do that and play the way he played, he can incorporate that into his game. Considering this team, they already have a Kevin Durant bucket getter. They have a Bradley Beal that's a bucket getter. We need somebody else that can do a little bit defensively. And I think Devin Booker can definitely do that. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to be all defensive and stuff. I'm not saying all that. Just playing average to a little bit above average defensively, I think that's great for Devin Booker. And that'd be wonderful. That's positive. That's the only two positives y'all can get from me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because this team is actually a little bit better. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This team is actually a little bit better. Um, I'm just looking at the roster just now. It's been a while since I looked at this roster. The team is actually a little bit better. It'll be great. It will 100% great if you guys can get rid of Bradley Beal. I'm not gonna lie. I know that's not gonna happen. It'll get rid of him, or this is a fun one. Bring him off the bench. If we can bring him off the bench, it'll be absolutely perfect. I think this team can actually thrive if he come off the bench. If he comes off the bench, let's say he said, "Yeah, I'll come off the bench." Cool, because then your starting lineup could easily be either Ty Jones or Monte Morris. One or the other doesn't matter. Devin Booker at the two, get the ball out of his hand, let the point guard run the point guard show, and Devin Booker can still thrive off of that. Royce O'Neal plays the small forward position. Kevin Durant is your power forward, and then you still have Yusuf Nurkic as your center. And then Bradley Beal comes off the bench next to either Jones or Morris. You still have a player like Mason Lee. That's three guys off the bench that could do. You still got Grayson Allen. That's four guys. You still got Bobo. That's the fifth guy right there. Or Nas Little or Ty Washington to see what he's about. You have options, but the whole thing for me is to bring a Bradley Beal player off the bench. And I know everybody always looked at it and said the contract. We're getting to the point in we're getting to a point in the NBA world to where a fat, big old contract like that coming off the bench, that's going to end up being a norm eventually in about another five, like by the end of the 2020s, that's going to be normal. And a lot of people don't want to admit that, but that's going to be normal where a player getting paid so much money that he's coming off the bench, and people are like, "Ooh, you sure you want to bring him off the bench?" You're going to have to do it sooner or later. And if Bradley Beal is about competing for a championship, if he really wants to lock in, players come off the bench to lock in to ensure this team can get the best version of itself. Now, like I said, it's going to take a lot of ego problems and whatever, but you're still going to be playing 30 plus minutes a game. I mean, it's not like you're coming off the bench and you're playing 15 minutes a game or something. No, you're still going to be playing 20 plus minutes a game. It's just putting that thought process, putting that mind frame of coming off the bench and actually assisting this team to actually win more games, to actually be contenders in the West. On paper, it looks good. The lineup I gave y'all, that sounds better. But will it happen? That's the problem. Will this happen? Will egos push themselves out the way? Bradley Beal, do what's best for the team. Come off the bench. It's that simple. Come off the bench. Your scoring will be a lot more valuable off the bench. I know, listening to Carmelo Anthony talking, he was like, I wasn't ready to come off the bench. I was this. Yeah, and then he got himself played out the league because he waited too long to come off the bench. Bradley Beal, don't be that guy. Come off the bench. Do it sooner to extend your career. My personal opinion, them injuries really messed them up last year, but when they finally got healthy and they got bounced, they got swept in the first round. To avoid that, let's fix the problems now. Granted, Kevin Durant is getting older. He is older. He'll be slowing down eventually, but this team itself, the team could still compete for a championship. I think the front office just got to do a little bit better. Yusuf Nurkic got to be a little bit better. I think everybody else around Devin Booker and Kevin Durant just got to be better. I'm not even going to put Bradley Beal's name in there. As y'all can tell, I'm not going to do that. But I feel like this Phoenix Suns team can compete. I think they could definitely do better than they did last year. It's just, will they do better? That's just the question. Will they do better? And that's the hope. That's all we're hoping for. Hoping they do better. Hopefully, they ain't gonna listen to this podcast. I mean, they're not gonna listen to this episode, but if you are, Bradley Beal, come off the bench. It's okay. Kevin Durant, keep beating Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, I need a championship, man. I got a narrative to push, Kevin Durant. I got narratives to push, but it is what it is. But that's my personal opinion. Suns fans, let me know down in the comment section what you're thinking about your team coming into this year. Do you like your team? Do you dislike your team? If you can make a change to your team. If you can even trade one of those three guys, what you trading Bradley Beal for? Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. If you can upgrade a position, what are you upgrading? Do you like the thought process of having Bradley Beal come off the bench as an elite six-man and having the starting lineup that I have? Or do you have a better starting lineup? I don't know. That's just my personal opinions. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next NBA team.